A sibling tragedy. What we're learning about the brother and sister found dead inside an Apopka general store.
Get ready for a lot of sunshine. A nice big warm-up is on the way. I'll show you when we're set to get back into the 80s.
And the dry danger that now has Flagler County under a state of emergency.
From being stuck in traffic to saving a woman stuck in her sinking car.
When I got a hold of her and turned around, the car was already under the water and gone.
The second miracle that happened after she made it to the hospital.
And keeping the bond alive after losing man's best friend.
It's almost like it never happened, like he never left me.
In a WESH 2 exclusive, meet the Florida man following in Tom Brady's footsteps to clone his dog.
WESH 2 News starts now with breaking news.
And that breaking news, a new plea for help from Savannah Guthrie as the search for her mom enters a second week.
Savannah posted the video today just hours before the second deadline on what could be a ransom note. WESH 2's Summer Knowles here with a late breaking detail. Summer.
Well, guys, the video this time is about a minute and a half long, and it only features Savannah. Now, her siblings, well, they're not by her side in this one as she makes this new plea. And here's a portion of that clip.
We believe our mom is still out there. We need your help. Law enforcement is working tirelessly around the clock trying to bring her home, trying to find her. She was taken and we don't know where. And we need your help. So I'm coming on just to ask you, not just for your prayers, but no matter where you are, even if you're far from Tucson, if you see anything, if you hear anything, if there's anything at all that seems strange to you, that you report to law enforcement. We are at an hour of desperation.
That desperation comes just hours before another deadline mentioned in an apparent ransom note. The FBI told us last week that deadline was today, which has been reported by some media outlets as 5 o'clock Tucson time, which of course is less than 2 hours from right now. Over the weekend, the FBI and deputies did search Nancy Guthrie's property, including a septic tank. They also towed a car out of her garage, believed to be Nancy's. But at this point, authorities just have not said if they are any closer to finding her. But we will update you as soon as we know more, both on air and online at WESH.com. Back to you, Jesse.
We're also following breaking news outside Washington, D.C. Video from Rockville, Maryland shows police on a high school campus. Officers have not said much, only that there's one person shot and the school is in lockdown. We'll update you on this one as we get new information as well.
Breaking news in Brevard County tonight. Chopper 2 is live over a large emergency response. This is on Neptune Drive in Melbourne Beach. Officials have not said why they're there, but from our vantage point, they appear to be focused on a storm drain. We'll keep an eye on this and we'll bring you any new information as it becomes available. Meanwhile, new and disturbing details tonight in a child abuse investigation at a Brevard County daycare. Police say surveillance video shows very young children, including a 1-year-old, being physically abused. 3 employees are now charged and are also accused of trying to cover it up. WESH 2's Spencer Tracy spoke with an attorney representing several families involved who says there could be more victims out there. A DCF spokesperson tells us that they are still conducting their own investigation. Any family who believes that their child may have been a victim is asked to contact Rockledge Police. All 3 defendants have been released and are due back in court next month.
Meantime, we are learning more about what led to police finding a brother and sister dead in a convenience store Friday night. This all happened at Griffin's General Store on West Michael Gladden Boulevard in Apopka. WESH 2's Justin Shecker is there live. Justin, what did you learn from police today?
Well, Jesse, at the top of the hour, Apopka police posted on their Facebook page that this was a domestic murder-suicide involving 2 siblings. Police say investigators determined the suspect went into this general store on Friday, fatally shot his sister, and then took his own life. And again, the breaking news update at the top of the hour. Apopka police say the evidence collected at the scene, witness statements and forensic findings confirm that this was a domestic murder-suicide between those 2 adult siblings. Covering Orange County Live in Apopka, I'm Justin Shecker, WESH 2 News.
The fire threat is especially high in Flagler County, where officials declared a local state of emergency and issued a burn ban. WESH 2's Pamela Combe caught up with the fire chief with why fire crews say even small mistakes can turn dangerous fast. And Flagler County's burn ban is set to expire on Friday, but the fire chief says it will likely be extended for another week. Tony, this is something you've been following closely.
Yeah, very, very carefully. You know, we heard from David Jones last night. He was in Lake County. They're on the verge of instituting burn bans there. And I tell you what, it's going to be dry through at least Thursday. I think this map is going to go more brown over the next couple of days. And if there's a ray of hope, there may be some rain by the time we get to the weekend. I'll have more on that straight ahead, Jesse.
All right, Tony, thank you. Meantime, NASA's pushing back the next crewed launch to the International Space Station. This morning, the agency announced the Crew 12 launch has been moved from Wednesday to Thursday because of weather forecasted along the flight path. Launch is now no earlier than 5:38 Thursday morning from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station.
Elon Musk is pivoting from his plans for a Mars goal to helping humans live on the moon. Musk says a moon city is a faster and easier option. He estimates it could happen in less than a decade, while his Mars plan could take more than 20 years. Musk also notes it's easier to get to the moon than to Mars. NASA has a similar lunar plan. Musk says he is not giving up, though, on an eventual Mars settlement. He said in a post on X, in part, the mission of SpaceX remains the same: extend consciousness and life as we know it to the stars. Still ahead tonight, a race against time.
A man jumped into the water to save a woman from a sinking car. What happened just hours after the rescue?
Plus, a WESH 2 exclusive. Meet the Florida man going the extra mile to have his pet forever.
He's my soul dog.
How he cloned his dog and the growing popularity that convinced him to take the leap. But first,
a man arrested in Orlando for smashing windows and vandalizing property. Just look at this door over here. This one smashed as well, and that window back there. I'm WESH 2's Greg Fox with the charges he's facing.
police say a man now in custody was a one-man wrecking crew in downtown Orlando. Gene Charmont is in jail facing a dozen counts of criminal mischief.
Police say he vandalized buildings and cars to the tune of roughly $70,000. WESH News investigative reporter Greg Fox live in downtown. And Greg, when did all of this happen?
It happened about 4 days ago, and credit to Orlando police. They got right on it, got him in custody, took him to the Orange County Jail. This is one of the windows that was shattered. There's glass all inside this building that's right along Garland near I-4 in downtown Orlando. And a lot of what you're about to see was captured on security video. And Charmont remains in the Orange County Jail. He's been granted bond $20,000, but he's yet to post it, so he will remain there again, as police say he was responsible for damage like this. They'll have an arraignment coming up in a couple of weeks. Covering Orange County, live in Orlando, Greg Fox, WESH 2 News.
I want to get you back to that breaking news happening in Brevard County. Chopper 2 is live over a storm drain. This is on Neptune Drive in Melbourne Beach, where crews are trying to rescue a manatee stuck in that drain. There is no word on how it got there, but FWC says it is active and moving. We do have a crew heading to the scene on the ground right now. We will bring you more information as soon as it becomes available.
Wow. All right, overseas at the Olympics today, records fell during the women's 1,000-meter speed skating in Milan.
Yeah, 2 Central Florida natives competed, but unfortunately, Team USA was shut out from the medal stand. The Netherlands' Jutta Leerdam, final mark of 1 minute and 12 seconds, or 1 minute 12.31 seconds, was the 4th Olympic record set in 3 races so far. And actually, the Dutch took home both the gold and the silver. Ocala native and world record holder Brittany Bowe just missed the medal stand. She came in 4th place. Her world record remains intact, though, and her teammate Erin Jackson, who specializes in the 500 meters, finished in 6th in her Olympic 1,000-meter debut. She'll look to defend the 500-meter Olympic gold that she won in Beijing on Sunday.
Here is the current medal count. Italy is leading the total with 9. Norway and Switzerland are tied for the lead in gold medals with 3. The U.S., Japan, and Germany are tied with 2 golds. And that's it for the U.S. right now. No silver or bronze medals. The U.S. is tied for 7th in the total medal count. The NASCAR Cup Series kicks off in Daytona this weekend.
41 drivers are getting ready to fight for their spot on that podium in the Great American Race. The 68th running of the Daytona 500 is this Sunday, but before they wave the checkered flag. Multiple qualifying events will be held at the Speedway. Speed Week kicks off on Wednesday with qualifying races, and then on Thursday, the America 250 Duel. That is followed by the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, taking the track in the Fresh from Florida 250 on Friday. Saturday will feature a doubleheader with the United Rentals 300 and General Tire 200, and then it all comes to a head with the Great American Race on Sunday at 2:30 p.m.
First warning, Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi here. Tony, kind of a really nice day today. If you were in the shade, it was nice and cool. If you were in the sun, it's a little warm.
You know, this is the time of the year we love, you know, compared to last week. The folks that are in town for all the races this week, they're going to be very, very happy. Really, the only chance for some sprinkles would be Friday, and then we'll have to watch the big race on Sunday. Now, the models are kind of having timing issues, but I'm going to break that down here in a second. Let me take you back outside to the track, and you can see the influence now of those colder Atlantic waters. This is the time of the year, and we've been showing you this the last couple of nights, where our water temperatures are the coldest they typically get here in early to mid-February, and that has a significant influence on the temperatures when there's any onshore component of air. Breeze works in and we start to cool down. Now, there's a little feature out here that's going to work its way back towards the east as we head towards the end of the week, and that may bring us some much needed rain, but it may interrupt the latter half there of the Daytona 500. We'll get to that here in just a couple of minutes. Outside right now, there's a bit of a breeze, and there is one a little brush fire here. This one's a prescribed burn south of St. Cloud, but you can see the smoke lifting up towards the north and over the turnpike, so we'll watch that. And the winds get kind of chaotic. You can see the east breeze, the west breeze, and in between a little bit out of the south there, but for the most part, fairly light. The 8 active fires we have here are all very small, thankfully, and centered on the western side of the peninsula, where things have been a little bit drier. The burn bands continue to expand. We're watching Lake and Marion counties to see if they're going to get added here by the end of the week. And you can see extreme to severe drought up north, severe drought central and southern Brevard County as well. 12-hour planner now for Orlando. A little bit of patchy fog out the door tomorrow morning. We'll show you fog tracker once again tonight at 10 and 11. Tomorrow morning, chilly enough that we can have some patchy frost, especially on the rooftops. Denellen back towards Marion Oaks, Citra, over towards Salt Springs. You work your way south, temperatures climb up into the low in the mid-40s. The metro area in and around downtown Orlando around 50, a little bit chillier. Bimini, Palm Coast, and then you work towards Titusville, Melbourne, and Palm Bay, middle upper 40s to around the 50-degree mark. Here's the setup for tonight. Cold high pressure over the Gulf begins to build back to the east, and that is really going to allow for our temperatures to shoot up, closing in on near 80 come tomorrow afternoon towards the attractions downtown Orlando. A little bit cooler as you're on the sand there, where readings will be running 70 to 75, but just inland closer to 75. So if you are taking it to the coast to enjoy the beautiful weather, have some fun. But here's the takeaway. The surface a little bit rough, but look at the water temperature, 58, 59 degrees with some dangerous rip current concerns. Now, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, little front backs on in. Maybe a quick little isolated shower late Thursday night on into Friday. We'll be watching the trends on that for the Friday race. And speaking of which, let's get to Thursdays. The 250 duels, 59, 57, 56. We should be in pretty good shape for that particular venue. And the Fresh from Florida 250. Could be a few isolated showers around, but overall, I think the weather improves the deeper we get into the overnight time frame. Now, I do want to show you the weekend setup. We're in the warm sector Saturday. Front arrives a little bit later in the day. Does it hold off for the big race? That's what we're going to be fine-tuning here for you. I wanted to show you the model differences here real quickly, the European versus the GFS. GFS is a little bit quicker with the arrival of the rain, and then the European comes in more overnight. So subtle timing differences can make a major difference on the track conditions, and that's what we're going to be firming on up here for you over the next couple of days. So Saturday, 78 along the coast for Valentine's Day. There's the big race, maybe some showers late, and then for President's Day on Monday, a tad cooler.
First Warning Weather on WESH 2 is sponsored by your Southern Lexus dealer.
Still ahead tonight, the trial that could change the social media landscape is now underway.
The family accusing social media sites of provoking addictive behaviors and how the companies plan to defend themselves. Plus,
Jeffrey Epstein's former girlfriend and business partner says she'll clear President Trump of any wrongdoing if he grants her clemency. I'm Christopher Salas on Capitol Hill with reaction from lawmakers.
Years after a teen died on the freefall ride.
They killed my son.
Months after the maker found negligent.
They made an absolute death trap.
New outrage.
That is horrible. It's horrible.
WESH 2 investigates exclusive. The manufacturer ordered to pay $300 million, but still no money paid. And now a similar ride under construction.
You just slapping me in my face over and over and over.
Greg Fox gets answers. The path to accountability. Tuesday at 6, only on WESH 2 News.
Now to 5:30, our first look at the family believed to have died in their own home from carbon monoxide poisoning. Tonight, their family speaks with WESH 2.
Yeah, he was a man from God, all his family.
Plus, they held it together to make it to an Olympic podium. Now their medals are falling apart. The problem with the prize.
And a WESH 2 exclusive, the Florida man copying Tom Brady's game plan by cloning his dog. Benefits and risks of going through the process.
WESH 2 News starts now with breaking news.
And we're following breaking news in Brevard County. Crews are working to rescue an adult manatee that somehow got stuck inside a storm drain. This is video from Chopper 2 over Neptune Drive in Melbourne Beach. FWC says the manatee appears active and there are no obvious signs of stress, but its overall health is unclear at this point. FWC is working with federal, state, and local agencies to figure out the safest way to get the manatee out. We've got a crew heading to the scene on the ground. We'll bring you any updates as soon as we get them.
Tonight, we are getting our first look at this family of 4 who died from what's suspected to be carbon monoxide poisoning. We first told you on Friday night the Ocala family was found dead in their home.
WESH 2's Lindsay Sablon talked with the husband's family today. The Marion County Sheriff's Office says the medical examiner will confirm the cause of death. At this point, they don't think there was any foul play.
Jeffrey Epstein's longtime business partner and former girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, pleaded the Fifth today during a closed-door deposition. Lawmakers are now pressing for answers about who else may have helped enable years of sexual abuse. Christopher Salas is on Capitol Hill, where Maxwell's attorney said she'd testify on one condition.
Florida Republican gubernatorial candidate James Fishback is commenting on social media about the moment he says someone set his house on fire. Fishback has been on the campaign trail for about 10 weeks now. He went to his home in Madison County yesterday. According to his campaign manager, someone set the fire just before 6 o'clock in the side yard and then was on the way to spread to the home. Madison County firefighters got the fire under control, though, before it could burn the home or damage it. Fishback's social media post goes on to say, quote, political violence of any kind is unacceptable and has no place in America.
Did Governor Ron DeSantis have the authority to call for mid-decade congressional redistricting? That is the question now being brought before the state Supreme Court. The petitioners are also questioning the governor's directive to delay congressional qualifying. The governor says new congressional districts would better reflect Florida's increased population since the 2020 census.
Opening statements are underway in the first trial accusing social media of harming teens and their mental health. A now 20-year-old woman is suing Instagram's parent company Meta and YouTube. She and her mom say the companies hurt her mental health and provoked addictive behaviors like anxiety, body dysmorphia, and suicidal thoughts. Attorneys for Meta and YouTube plan to argue her family life caused those issues. The companies say they've added guardrails to protect young people in recent years. The final ruling could affect hundreds of similar lawsuits.
The first American Pope will not be coming to the United States this year. That's according to Pope Leo's press office. The American-born Pope has an open invitation to visit the U.S. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt has said in May that he got an invitation to Washington, D.C. in a letter handed to him by Vice President J.D. Vance, who is Catholic. Vance met with the Pope alongside Secretary of State Marco Rubio just a day after his inauguration. The Pope has made one foreign trip since his election in May, visiting Turkey and Lebanon at the end of last year. The Pope has said his next visit will be to Africa, saying he hopes to go to Algeria to foster dialogue between Christians and Muslims. Winning an Olympic medal is one thing, but hanging on to it may be another.
Hearst Olympic correspondent Deirdre Fitzpatrick reports on an unexpected problem for winners. The medals have a minimalist design on the front and a place to etch the athlete's name and achievement on the back.
Yeah, that name may prove to be pretty important if the medals keep on snapping. You would think they would have perfected the ribbon by now after all these Olympic Games.
I don't know. Maybe they thought they did with this new design, and then somehow it's like, oops, okay.
No. All right, losing a pet is tough. So what if you could clone your forever friend?
WESH News' Alan Campbell is here. Alan, you talked with a Florida man who did it.
Yeah, Jesse Michelle, cloning your dog, it's becoming a popular thing all across the country. I spoke with one man who says doing it was a no-brainer.
The people that I spoke with, was always great feedback. What Lucas and I have, it's very unique.
Stay with us. Up next, you'll hear why he decided to clone his dog and why more celebrities are doing it, including Super Bowl champ Tom Brady. Tony?
And now, I'll tell you what, you take a look at what's going on off to the west. Dallas right now, 84 degrees. That warmer air is headed our way. The first 80s of the spring season are on the way.
Closed captioning is sponsored by attorney Dan Newlin.
If you didn't know, science fiction is becoming reality really day by day. And in this latest installment, people paying a lot of money to clone their pets.
Yes, they are. Normally, you see Mr. Alan Campbell in the morning on WESH 2 News Sunrise, but he's here with us tonight because he spoke with a Florida man who actually cloned his dog.
Yeah, it's a pretty incredible story here, but Jesse Michelle, you probably heard football legend Tom Brady. He cloned his dog just 2 years ago. I had the opportunity to speak with a man here in Florida who went through the same company as Brady, and listen to this, paid tens of thousands to get it done. Okay, you caught that price right, $50,000, and believe this, people are actually paying it. The company tells me right now there's a 7-month waiting list just to get your dog cloned.
That's shocking. I can't believe people have $50,000 to spend on that, number one. Alan, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, I have 2 dogs.
Yeah.
And they're adorable. I love the way they look, but what I love most about them is their personalities.
Right.
So when you clone a dog, is it their same personality, or do they just look the same?
They look the same, and sometimes they could have that same personality. When I was speaking with Luis, he was like, sometimes I look at my dog Lucas, and I feel like he knows that he just went away for a little bit, but he's the same dog. It's interesting, right?
That
because
is
you wouldn't think so, but
it's their quirks that make them who you love,
Right. But and then again, however your dog passed, and there with Lucas, it was lymphoma. The genetics are going to be in the cloned dog.
Oh, that makes me so sad.
Right, so that they're going to have the same issues.
That they're going to have the same
Correct.
issues.
Yeah. So, but a 7-month waiting list, so a lot of people are doing it.
People are doing this, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck to you all.
Yeah. You know who's not cloned? WESH's first morning chief meteorologist.
No, he's a twin.
Tony Rinaldi. He's not a clone, but he's a twin.
He's not a clone, but he's a twin.
Fraternal, guys. All right, let's take a look now. Let's take a look at what's going on. That's a nice segue, by the way. Mid-60s there along the coast as we get back towards the interior. We are running in the upper 60s and the low 70s at this hour. Satellite does show a little bit of moisture up towards I-10. That's going to miss us, but I tell you what, with this warmer weather coming our way this week, some of you may be thinking about, hey, I'm going to head over to the coast. Nothing wrong with that, but just know that if you're putting your toes in, that water's chilly this time of the year, running in the upper 50s. Let's take a look at that rainfall year to date. Part of the reason why the drought is getting worse is the lack of rain. And you can see already since January the 1st, we're 2-3 inches behind rainfall-wise. 12-hour forecast here up in Ocala. We're dropping into the upper 30s with some patchy frost north and west of town. Daytona Beach, no frost for you. Your 6 a.m. temperature right around 45 degrees. So metro areas, middle upper 40s to around 50 as you get to the concrete and the city beautiful downtown. But it's north and west here in the Marion, northern Sumter, and adjacent northeastern Lake County where there could be a little bit of patchy frost as temperatures will fall back into the 30s. Now, you take a look at the morning tomorrow. Light southwest winds. They do increase to about 10 to 15 miles an hour briefly there through about 5 o'clock, which is manageable if there were to be something developing fire-wise. So we'd like to see it even lower. But look at these temperatures tomorrow. That's the big story. With the change in the wind direction out of the southwest, notice the temperatures now on the south side of Lake Apopka, cooling influence there, Winter Garden 77. You go just to the east by a couple miles of Kobe downtown, and you're right around the 80-degree mark. Ocala 78, DeLand 78, Titusville 76, New Smyrna Beach coming in at about 75 degrees. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is the time of the year we love to hit those attractions. Low humidity, warm afternoons. Don't forget the sunblock now. That sun angle is starting to get a little bit higher in the sky as we're now in the middle of the month of February. There's your big dome of high pressure. That gets a kick to the south as the front kind of backs on in. Now, there may be a couple of quick showers as we get into Thursday, late on into Friday, but nothing too significant. We'll watch the trends, though, as we do have a couple of races up there in Daytona. And speaking of Daytona, look at these temperatures now, 74, 72, 74. As that front backs on in, it's not going to be a dramatic drop off. And then up in Ocala, 75, 76, 77. Overnight low temperatures in the 40s to around the 50-degree mark. Now, European versus the GFS. I was telling you about this yesterday. Timing-wise, when you look at the European, it's got the rain there at 8 o'clock, pretty close to Marion County. Same there with the GFS. But you can see the rain may be coming in after the race is over. Fingers crossed on that. So the trend today is a little bit slower. Both the monos do have the precipitation coming across and less than a half an inch of rain. So United Rentals 300, 67, 65, 62. A warm evening for that race. We're watching late. There could be a couple of showers moving on in towards the Daytona 500, but that forecast is better than the one we had yesterday. So putting it all together now, Central Florida's most accurate 7-day forecast. A couple sprinkles Friday. Valentine's Day looks good, and watching some rain late for the big race there on Sunday.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Hard Rock Bet.
Pioneers first explored Colorado looking for gold, but today people come in search of gold in the form of wagging tails and smiling pups.
And on Saturday, they found plenty. Thousands of people and their dogs from around the world got together in Golden at the world's largest unofficial gathering of golden retrievers, and even some dogs who just identify as Goldens.
We identify as Goldens, we do, yeah.
This is Oliver. He's pretending to be a Golden today, yes. He doesn't fit in very well, though. I think this is like his favorite event, yeah.
Good girls right here, 100% good girls.
This is the first time we've ever been here, but we're going to come every year.
Golden is a vibe.
It's adorable.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is a personality dog.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. The event started in 2019, has become a beloved tradition. There were games, contests, fashion shows, adoption opportunities, and plenty of pup cups. And a lot of restaurants there also welcome dogs during the event. I've been to Golden, such a cute little main street right there. Yep, under the sign. I can imagine all the fun that was had right there.
Oh my gosh, my dogs would go wild there.
Oh, they would love it.
Oh, they'd be barking their heads off.
Yeah.
All right, WESH 2 News at 6 is straight ahead.
Summer Knowles joining us now with what's coming up next half hour. Summer.
Hey guys, next at 6, an update in the investigation into the siblings found dead inside a local general store. Law enforcement now calling it a murder-suicide, what they believe happened and what community members are now saying about one of the siblings tonight. Plus, vandalism in downtown Orlando with roughly $70,000 worth of damage. Who's been arrested and the dozen charges he's now facing. Straight ahead.
Closed captioning sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. Dial #law on your cell phone.